Hello. Welcome, folks. Yes, this is the FF Face-Off. We are here with your Week 6 start-sit questions. You've got questions. We've probably got answers. My name is Michael Hopp. You can follow me on X at the FF Realist. I'm joined by Matt, of course, who could be followed at the FF Mediators. Matt, how's it going, man?
Not too bad, man. Excited to be here and answer some more fantasy questions and get to week 6.
Yeah, Matt, and Coach went live earlier this morning. What was that? 7 a.m. start, you boys?
7 a.m. on the East Coast, 6 a.m. here Central Time.
Yeah.
It was an early morning.
I was still sleeping. Not gonna lie. So, all right. But there you go. But all right. So there you go. But that just goes to show you we got you covered wall to wall with all the questions. If you do have any super chats, feel free to mention them. Feel free to send them in. You'll get to cut the line. We'll go to the first question here, though. JC Eno says Dak or Stafford, and in my flex, should I start Bourne, Dobbs, or Olave? And thank you. So, Matt, we can go with the quarterback portion of this question first. What says you, Dak Prescott or Matthew Stafford? Both have been hot. So
Yeah, Stafford's playing some of the best ball he's had in his career. That being said, I'm still starting Dak. The Panthers defense doesn't scare me, so I love the matchup. And at the same time, Dak's been absolutely on fire. Even with all the injuries around him, he continues to find a way to do it. So I'm going to go with Dak. But I mean, I get either way.
yeah, this is a nice problem to have in terms of fantasy, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm still going Dak. I do love Stafford. I'm not incredibly worried about the weather. I do know, we do have a nor'easter kind of thing going on over here in the East Coast, so we'll see how that plays out today. But doesn't I still think Stafford has a good day? But yeah, Alfredo, we'll get to your super chat in a hot second. But the other portion of JC's question in flex, Bourne, Dobbs, Olave. What says you?
I'm going to go with Olave. I mean, I understand Bourne had the big week last week. I'm not really interested in chasing that. Dobbs and the Packers wide receivers, you never know what you're going to get. Olave is the one there. I know he's going to get the volume. He's got the red zone targets. All the metrics are there. So I'm going to go with Olave. I think he's got the biggest upside, in my opinion.
I'm actually going to go, in this particular case, I'm actually going to go with Dobbs in this matchup. I'm feeling it. I get it. You are playing Russian roulette with these wide receivers in Green Bay, but I like the points from prior to the bye week, so I think he can go ahead and build off of that. So I'm gonna go Dobbs there slightly. But if we go to our super chat here, Alfredo says looking for upside, Henderson or Chase Brown PPR. Chase Brown is going up against the Packers with Joe Flacco now as his quarterback. I'm leaning Chase Brown here. I feel like there could be some passes in the flat today, so PPR league does help with that. Are you in line with that, Matt, or what are you thinking?
Absolutely, I am. I think that's kind of, if you're chasing the upside, Henderson has been limited not only in opportunity, but just, his upside in general. Chase Brown has been disappointing, but that being said, I think Flacco, if it makes the offense better, it's going to help all these Bengals players just because they're going to be on the field more. These drives have been ending in turnovers, punts. They've been getting blown out. If Flacco can sustain drives and score points, it's more opportunities for Chase Brown to run between the tackle and catch some of those flat passes you're talking about, some screens, check downs, and that's what he's great at. So I would expect him to get a little bit better with Flacco than he was with Browning.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So yeah, I would plug him in immediately in PPR leagues compared to Henderson. But getting back to it, by the way, thank you, Alfredo, for the super chat.
Thanks,
Feel free
Alfredo.
to like and subscribe while you're here, guys. Jared says, "Hey guys, PPR, Metcalf or Bourne?" And Matt, you said it. We're gonna have a lot of 49er questions today, so here it comes. But I'm actually going Metcalf here. Juwan Jennings is back. We'll see how much he can contribute. I still think Kendrick Bourne will be a factor. I do love Jake Ton, just over 3.5 catches today. But I'm going to go, in this case, I'm going DK Metcalf against the Cleveland Browns. Matt, are we still agreeing on everything, or?
We are. I mean, Metcalf is the play for me. Again, I'm not going to chase the points from Bourne. Jennings coming back makes it a little bit more difficult, but, Metcalf has been consistent, albeit not, a game breaker, but he's been consistent. So he's a solid wide receiver too.
All right, sounds good to me. All right, so far we're in line. We do have another super chat. You guys get to cut the line when you send those in. Vice Key with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Risk waiting to see if Kincaid starts tomorrow. Well, I mean, I guess it would also have to mean who would you be playing in case of no Kincaid. But I mean, let me see this. He's still questionable. Do you have any thoughts here, Matt? Do you want to
Yeah, I
wait and
mean,
see, or
the analysis says he's at risk of not playing. That's something you're always having to deal. I hate the Monday night wait, especially when you don't
yeah,
have information like this, but it does lead to the question you're asking of what do you have as an option to replace him with? If it's a Jake Tonges, I'd probably start Jake Tonges. If it's, I'm trying to think of who might be available out on the waiver wire that you're stuck with. Because if you wait too long, you're going to screw yourself. So if you go pick
yeah,
up Dawson Knox, that's probably the route I would go. He's probably on waivers, and that would cover you with the Bills tight end no matter what.
sure. Yeah, I was gonna say that would be the pivot if you decide to wait on Kincaid and see. I mean, you do have the benefit of, I mean, granted, Pitts is probably rostered, Ertz is probably rostered, but there are three other teams playing on Monday night as well. But yeah, I would go with the Knox end of it, and this way you just kind of corner the market on those, the tight end there in Buffalo. Thank you for the super chat. We got Nick coming in here with another super chat. Start the Rams or the Patriots defense, Matt. I'm going to ask you to be the Vanna White. And where did Pete have the defenses ranked?
I'm
Do you have
staring
that?
at I'm staring at his rankings, and the
Perfect.
rankings say you're going to play the Rams. The Rams are currently listed in his top 6. Patriots are just outside of the top 12, so trust the process. You're going with the Rams.
Yeah, Pete has been money, surprisingly or not surprisingly, with the defenses this year. So roll with what the man says. I usually do as well. Thank you for the super chat, of course. Pablo coming in here saying Justin Herbert or Daniel Jones. I'm going Justin Herbert here. I know both of them started off hot and have kind of waned down a bit, but I like the matchup a little bit better for Herbert here. So I'm going to go Justin Herbert over Daniel Jones. Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Justin Herbert too. It will be interesting to see if QJ ends up being ruled out. I would maybe temper expectations just a little bit. But that being said, even if QJ's out, I would still have him ahead of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, right there with you. And we got not really a name, but he's spicy. He's got he's got a little spice there. So we'll go with that. We'll call you the spicy guy. Tyquan Thornton or Troy Franklin, PPR. By the way, that game should be kicking off in a little bit, that being the Jets and Broncos over in London. Matt, where are you leaning here on this one? Kind of a thin question in terms of options here.
Yeah, it's a brutal situation. I think I'm going to chase Tyquan Thornton's points. Troy Franklin has been a little bit limited, in my opinion. I'm concerned that this isn't going to be much of a game, to be honest. I think that the Broncos should handle business. And if that's the case, then Troy Franklin might not have to do too much. And I would rather chase Tyquan Thornton, to be honest.
Yeah, basically everything you just said right there. So that's where I would roll as well. We do have another super chat here. This being a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, James. James O'Shea wants to know pick 2 in half point. Running backs Javonte Williams, Brees Hall, or Rico Dowdle. No Chuba Hubbard again. He does have also a full PPR question, but let's answer the half point first here. Needs to pick 2. For me, I'm going Javonte Williams and I'm going Rico Dowdle, to be honest with you. I'm not picking Brees Hall this week. It's not as much against him as much as Javonte Williams has that share there in the backfield. We know Miles Sanders is now out for the year. Rico Dowdle, I mean, we saw what the guy did last week. How could you not put him back out there? Matt, do you have a differing opinion on that?
No, I mean, I think the Rico Brees Hall is a little bit closer, in my opinion. Braylon Allen goes on to IR. Looks like Brees is just going to be the guy and get a ton of opportunity. The problem with the Jets is a lot of that's going to come in garbage time. So there's going to be some opportunities where he's going to hurt you. Dowdle gets to take on the Cowboys. He's been talking some smack. Coach said out there in Carolina country, it's a revenge game. So I like what he's got going. The Panthers are a great run blocking team. So Dowdle is a great play. Javonte Williams, what more can you say about a guy who's just absolutely living up to a tiny contract that he signed in Dallas? I mean, he's been fantastic.
He's been fantastic, and I am glad I have many shares of him. Got him late in several drafts. The other back end of this super chat here from James, full point per reception, Josh Downs or Kendrick Bourne. This is where I will go with the 49ers. I will go Kendrick Bourne here. I over some other options, I probably would sit Bourne, but compared here, we got to wait and see what Juwan Jennings is going to look like. Yes, he's been practicing, but how healthy is he really? So in this case, I will go Kendrick Bourne on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bourne as well. I'm not really sure what to make of Josh Downs. I think he's a solid player, but I'm not relying on him in my fantasy lineups. I'd much rather play Bourne, even with Jennings being back.
Yeah, Josh Downs just feels more like a he just feels more like a best ball play to me,
Yeah.
Not really, All right, so but thank you for that, James. We'll go to Michael Sutton or Odunze. Doesn't have much time left. I'm going Cortland Sutton here to answer you quickly in case you're setting that lineup.
Yep.
But yeah, I would go Cortland Sutton in this one. Brendan wants to know PPR, Mason Taylor, Flowers, or Tyquan Thornton. I'm not going to lie, Matt. I like Mason Taylor today. I already put in the over 3.5 receptions. That's why I'm wearing the green for money and Jets. Good luck. But yeah, I'm feeling Mason Taylor in this spot. If Lamar's playing, it's a different answer, but he's not. So
yeah, Flowers is just hurt by this offense in general. They're struggling all over the place. I'm with you on Mason Taylor. Tons of garbage time. I think he had nine catches last week on 12 targets or something like that. So he's going to be involved. I said it this morning with Coach. It's Mason Taylor, it's Breece Hall, it's Garrett Wilson, and nothing else. So
Greg chiming in here, 2 p.m. here, and I just woke up in time for football. 2 p.m. What the hell happened last night, man?
Yeah, what's going on? Hoff, we did get another super chat though. He didn't send a question, but I have the question pulled.
All right, yeah, perfect.
Back the pack.
From Backpack Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we
It
got?
says none PPR. Harrison, Ibuka, Wilson, Debo, pick 2 to start. I mean,
I'm going Ibuka and I'm going Debo here. Ibuka, I'm curious to see what he does against Lenore. Lenore's been quietly shutting some people down there, but the pass rush without Bosa hasn't really been that great for the Niners. A lot of opportunity there for Ibuka, so I go him and I go Debo. Debo is he's been one of the better wide receivers in fantasy. The hate officially went too far during the offseason. How about you, Matt?
I'm the exact same. I mean, I wanted to differ from you, but that's what my rankings would say, and those are the 2 players I'd pick.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Backpack Jones, for that. Let me get back to where were we here? Evan says, need tight end help. Half point per reception. Dalton Kincaid or Mark Andrews. Worried Kincaid might not play. So, so we got multiple people here worried about Kincaid. Ugh. Mark Andrews is – he's gross enough with Lamar there. I'd go with the same philosophy that you brought up, man. Kind of like waiting to see what happens with the Buffalo tight ends.
Yeah, if you can corner those tight ends, I mean, if Kincaid is out, Knox becomes a little bit more relevant, albeit Josh Allen doesn't necessarily throw to the tight ends a ton anyways. Kincaid's had a solid year to start the season. But, Andrews is tough to throw out there right now. He really is.
I know. It is. Yeah, I'm actually starting Jake Tonjes over him in my home league today. So that's how
Harold Fannin for me over him.
Go. All right, there you go. We do have another super chat. Remember, if you guys send in super chats, you do cut the line. Vice coming in with his second super chat of the day. Appreciate you. 2 Niners in here, and what a world we're living in, Matt, where we got to get asked Kendrick Bourne, Juwan Jennings, or Derrick Henry in the flex PPR. I mean, there's a reason why he's asking it. But Matt, where are you going on this one?
We had some similar questions this morning, and Coach mentioned it. It's worth the typing. It hurts to do, but it's worth typing it out. I'm going to trust the process. I'm going with Derrick Henry. He's still up there in breakaway percentage. He's still up there in breakaway yards. If he can just find a way to get loose, he'll save your day. So I'm trusting the process, going with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it is crazy. I don't think he's had a game with 20 rushing attempts yet, which doesn't seem real to me. But yeah, I'm still going Derrick Henry here. I get it. It's been gross. It's a good reason why you're asking, but yeah, I'm still Derrick Henry. Uh, Johan, morning. ETN or Derrick Henry is another Derrick Henry one. He does need to start two in terms of Golden, Bourne, or Travis Hunter. It's an IDP standard league, but in terms of running back, now I know you said you want to go with the flow, want to trust the process, but now that we have an actual running back who's been producing, does this change your perspective here on how you answer it?
I know it's crazy, but ETN takes on the Seahawks. That's a pretty tough front. They're playing good on that side of the ball. I'm gonna still go with Derrick Henry, and I just know that's crazy to say, but I'm gonna hope that he falls in the end zone and caps off a drive. And if he can make one big play, he's gonna make it worth your while.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean Travis Etienne here,
I
but
get it.
if I'm wrong, I will not fall out of my chair. I will not be shocked. But it's close. It's close. But I'll go Etienne here. With the wide receivers, Golden, Bourne, or Hunter. Hunter has been pretty disappointing. I mean, Bourne is the clear answer for me. Ugh. I like Dobbs this weekend. We talked about it. It's like Russian roulette with these wide receivers in Green Bay. I think I'm going. You know what? I'll go Bourne, and I'll say Travis Hunter ekes out Matthew Golden.
I love it.
Ekes out.
That's the route I'm going. I said this morning, I think Travis Hunter scores a touchdown today. So,
Okay.
Last week he had 3 catches for 64 yards. We'll see what happens with the trade they made, bringing in a corner. Does that mean he's going to play a little less and kind of work more into the offensive role? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I know it was a corner for corner swap, but still,
Sure.
I like Hunter this week.
All right. And thank you for that question. By the way, if you send in super chats to cut the line, we're going to try and run through some of these questions. Bench one here, Matt. DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Travis Hunter.
I'm going to bench the man I just talked about, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, it's what I was. Yeah, it's funny. We endorsed him, and now we're sitting him. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, but yeah, I agree. TTV _drippy, whatever the hell that is. Charbonnet or Kendrick Bourne. Death, taxes, and me hating Seattle Seahawks running backs. I'm going Kendrick Bourne here. I can't.
I think you have to play Bourne. I mean, you can't trust it. You just can't.
And by the way, we're getting a lot of Bourne questions. I think you just go in with the expectation. Listen, you're not getting what you got last Thursday night, but you are getting production. So just keep that in mind as we continue to talk about Bourne today because he seems to be pretty popular. Makey 0613 says choose 2: Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery, Michael Carter, or Chase Brown. Thank you, guys. You're very welcome. Thank you for the question. I'm going to go Chase Brown, and I'm going to go David Montgomery here. I will say, while I just bashed Seahawks running backs, Walker and Montgomery are close for me. I'm not really feeling Carter. Matt, can you make a case for Carter here or no?
No, I think you would put him last behind all these guys. I mean, don't know what to make from that offense, not to mention Kyler Murray's benched. Jacoby Brissett comes in. Is that a passing upgrade? There's an argument to say, yeah, maybe. But
Sure.
That being said, I'm going to go with Walker and Montgomery. And you mentioned it. It's kind of close between Montgomery and Walker. So you could easily say Brown and one of those guys. I mean, they're all kind of clustered in as late RB2s, to be honest.
And we go to the next question here. I'm not even going to try and pronounce artist something. Calicho. You got it. Full PPR. Tight end premium. Travion Henderson, Troy Franklin, Harold Fannin, who you're starting today, Matt, or the Glock on my dresser. Jesus, Marion Joseph. Well, leave the Glock there.
Yeah.
On the dresser. Don't do that. I'm actually going to go Harold Fannin here, with it being tight end premium.
Yeah, that's the route I would go. Just hope he gets 5 catches for 55 yards maybe and finds his way in the end zone.
No, call a friend, have him hide the Glock on you.
Yeah,
do that. Yeah. Let's not go that route. It's only week 6. TTV _ coming back in here. Bourne or Judy? Kendrick Bourne. I liked Judy entering the season. I thought there was some potential, but he's been under delivering. Understandably so. But I'm going Kendrick Bourne here.
I'm going to go Judy, but it's close. Like, it really is close.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another one of those that if I turn out to be wrong, I'm not going to be stunned. But Connor Bateman coming in here. Pick one between Chase, BTJ, or Bill Krosky Merritt. Chase is hard to bench, but the matchup and now Flacco, I'm not sure what to think. I'm putting Chase out there. I mean, I've got to imagine they just simply told Joe Flacco, listen, draw it up in the dirt, drop back, and throw it to this very good wide receiver. So I'm going Chase here. You, Matt?
Yeah, I'm with you. I said it this morning. He was handed the keys of a Lamborghini. Put that thing in full gear and let's go.
That's it, man. That's it. Albert coming in. Sup, fellas? What's up, Albert? Matt Tate coming in here. How much do you trust Jennings today if he starts for San Francisco? I mean, I trust him enough to put him out there. It depends on what you're looking to maybe start over him. But, I mean, if he's out there, I think he'll produce. I think he'll get the ball. Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones have a connection. That's evident. It was evident in training camp. It's evident now. But, Matt, what's your level of trust there?
Not very high, to be honest. And I hate to say that, but I do think that it's just one of those things where Mac Jones is playing well, and part of that comes from him not forcing it to any one person. He's kind of spreading the ball around, and they're having a consistent offense. They take on Tampa Bay. The matchup is good. They should have to score a decent amount of points. So one of these guys is going to go off, but who it's going to be, I'm not confident in Jennings. I mean, he does have the injury issue. I would lean
2 injuries too, mind you.
Yeah, true. And I would lean Bourne over Jennings if I was picking between the two San Francisco 49ers.
All right, there you go. Samuel coming in here. By the way, they're just about to kick off here with the Jets and Broncos. Let's see what shit show this looks like for Aaron Glenn. Samuel coming in here. Pittman, Sutton, Worthy. I can only use 2 of them. Thank you for asking the question. Well, Sutton's about to play, but I was actually going to tell you I was going to go Pittman and Worthy anyway. No good, Matt. I saw that face.
That just surprised me.
Okay. I don't mind Pittman. I don't mind him. And Sutton, I feel like it's a little hit or miss sometimes for me. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I would go Pittman and Sutton, but I get it. I totally get why you're doing that.
Sure. We got Zach coming in here. Pollard or Michael Carter, 0.25 per carry. I was going to say Tony Pollard anyway. I know the Jets are kicking off here, but I was still going to go Pollard here. Matt, would you have been different?
Yeah, I would do Pollard as well. I mean, he's getting 14 attempts per game, so that's a pretty good floor right there just in carries alone.
I'm going to skip past some of these questions that involve some of the Jet players only because the Jet game is literally kicking off. So sorry we didn't get to those in time. But Lad McConkey or Keenan Allen over K9 with Johnston out. I'm leaning the Keenan Allen in here. I'm at the point where I kind of got to see it consistently from Lad. I'm sure it's coming, but I would go with the old hot hand approach, and I go Keenan Allen here.
I would go with Lad. We saw the touchdown. We saw him a little bit more involved against Washington. Things kind of got derailed this past week, losing Hampton. They lost the run game. The defense was swarming Justin Herbert. So I'm going to go with Lad. If QJ's out, I think he's going to be the biggest wide receiver for this team.
There you go. Guys, feel free to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and if you send in a super chat, you do cut the line. RBs. Oh, here are my RBs. Oh, that was from a previous question. Chan, Kyra, JCM, Scattaboo, and Montgomery. What was that question in reference to, Matt? You're a fucking assassin when you scroll through these things. Oh, no. It looks like he just said, how much do you trust the – yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. Yeah. Good running backs. There you go. You're good. There we go. Keenan coming in. Keenan Larkin. Hi there. Would you start Zay Flowers or Troy Franklin? I know Zay will be limited. I still would have said Zay. I know we talked about our concerns, but we also, Matt, you talked about your concerns at Troy. So,
yeah,
there you go. Matt coming in here. Auden is a sneaky start today. I don't disagree. Passing options are limited out there for Tampa Bay today. Not going to try and pronounce that, but I do like your picture. Taylor, Chanjas, or Njoku as a tight end for week 6. I do like Taylor today, but I also like Tonjes. I actually bet both of them over 3.5 receptions. I'm going Tonjes here.
I would go Tonjes as well.
Njoku did well. Njoku and Fannin kind of proved last week that both tight ends can be productive. Maybe that continues with Gabriel's quarterback. But yeah, I'm still going Tonjes. And almost got a sack there. And there you
Oh,
go. Catch, fumble,
yeah,
whatever that
I
is.
think that was Troy Franklin too. So there you go.
Ha, good times, Troy. Um, Nick wants to know: start the Rams or the Pats defense? Matt, do you still have his rankings,
I
Pete's
do.
rankings there?
Rams are 6, and the Patriots are 13. So we're going to go with the Rams. Trust the process.
There we go. Lex plant some trees. I have Mason Taylor. Is Juwan Johnson droppable to pick up stash option like Jaden Blue, Isaiah Davis Spears, or Algier? Yeah, I kind of think he is. Honestly, I think you could roll with Mason Taylor. I think you could do worse, and I think at worst maybe you have to stream from week to week if Mason Taylor drops off a bit. But I don't think you're gonna. I don't think that's gonna be a nail in the coffin to drop Juwan Johnson.
No, and to be honest, if I'm dropping Jawan, the one I would want from this list the most is Spears, just given the fact that he's the easiest path to the full workload.
Yeah. And we got a kicker question. Fantastic. Eddie Pinheiro or Matt Gay or Boswell? I'm going Matt Gay today. Monday. I'm not as worried about the weather. I do like Matt Gay this week. I do love me some Eddie Pinheiro. Boswell will be fine rest of the season, but I've got the other two ranked higher. But there you go. Little Commanders love for you, Matt. So
Yes, sir.
there you go. Nathan coming in here. He's got Rashad White, Dowdle, Tet, and Jamar. He needs a RB2, a wide receiver 2, and a flex. What's the best combo? So wide receiver, running back, and a flex. Out of these 4 names, Matt, I'll let you take the lead here. Where are you going with here?
I want pieces of the Dallas Carolina game. My concern is, can you start 2 Carolina Panthers? And my gut tells me no. And I have a hard time benching Dowdle, but I don't want to play Tet and Dowdle. So I'm going to go Rashad White, Tet McMillan, and Jamar.
I'm going to go. I'm going to throw the balls on the table. I'm going to go with the Panthers players here. I'm going Jamar. I'm going Dowdle, and I'm going Tet. But yeah, Matt, if you could take the next question, I'll be right back.
Sure.
We're up to Nathan.
Right here. Ladd or Keenan over K9 with Johnson out. Yeah, I know we just talked about this a minute ago with Hoff. I would also lean Ladd over Keenan Allen with Johnson being out. And, I would probably play either one over Kenneth Walker. It's just tough to trust that backfield right now with the Seattle Seahawks. But we get to our question here from Badger: Fields or Mac Jones? I would have started Fields. I know we're a little late on that one, so hopefully that works out for you. Let's get to Alejandro says, Wilson or Sutton, PPR, another game that's already kicked off. So sorry we couldn't help you there on that one. But you do have J.K. Dobbins or Bill this week. I would go with Bill over J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah. As would I. Let me see now. Where are we up to here? Ronaldo. Njoku or Bourne for flex PPR. This is one of those cases where I'm still going to go Kendrick Bourne here. I know I just talked about Njoku being able to produce even with Fat in there, but yeah, still Bourne.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think that's the right play.
Rav 80 coming in here. My bench is Pittman, Dobbs, Jamison Williams, Tyquan Thornton. Running backs are CMC, Rashid. Yeah, I'm going to get my Rashad White is what he was trying to say. I was trying to say Rashid Shaheed. Montgomery, Kendre Miller, and Vidal. Full point per reception. Who to start? 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. I don't know why that was so hard for me to read, but I made it out alive. Matt, as I group my words together, why don't you take this one? Where are you going?
So I'm going to go with Pittman and Dobbs at wide receiver. Ooh, Jamison Williams. Actually, I'm going to go Pittman, Jamison Williams. And then running backs, I'm going to go CMC and Rashad White. And then my flex will be David Montgomery.
I'm going Pittman, Dobbs in terms of wide receivers. Running backs, obviously CMC. I will go Rashad White, even though you
Rashid Shaheed White.
Yeah, Rashid Shaheed White. And then the flex. Yeah, I'm going to go David Montgomery, but I'm just going to put it on record. I think Kendre Miller is close. I'm just going to kind of put that out there.
Okay.
Not enough to do it over Montgomery. I'm just kind of Just giving him a little love. Debbie coming in here saying, "Good morning, guys. Full point per reception. Need a tight end. Have Laporta and Waller. Who would you start?" I'm going down Waller. I'm riding that the old hot hand there in Miami. I'm going down Waller.
I mean, it is crazy to say that is way closer than we want to admit.
Yep.
I'm gonna lean Laporta, but listen, I get it, and it's close. I'm pretty sure I have them not back to back, but within 2 spots of each other in my rankings. So
yeah, again, there's a reason why the questions are being asked. Which, by the way, Debbie's a good reminder. I got to throw the DraftKings contest in here in the chat.
Oh yeah,
I will do that shortly. Charlie Boy coming in here. Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence? I'm going return to the Mac. I mean, somebody asked me on Twitter and said, "But aren't you worried about the oblique?" I mean, the guy looked like a Civil War survivor out there last Thursday night. The guy was getting pinged left and right. Looked like he was a dead carcass and throwing up, eating bananas, and still producing. So I don't know how he does it, but I'm going Mac Jones here.
yeah. Props to him. The dude's a warrior. He really is. Yep. And he's looked great in that 49ers offense. I am going to go Trevor Lawrence. It's been ugly with Lawrence, but man, the volume is there. He's running the ball. He's got rushing opportunities at the goal line. He's got some weapons to throw it to. I think that this Jags offense, while it's ugly at times, taking on the Seahawks, I think they're going to have to score points. I mean, we saw it was a shootout last week against Tampa Bay. I'm hoping for that again.
All right. We will go to full point per reception question here from, where are you? There you are, Brandon. Brandon coming in here. Travis Etienne or Michael Pittman in the flex. If this was half point per reception, my answer would be Etienne. Since it's PPR, I'm actually going to lean Pittman on this one. Matt, is it that close for you, or who you got here?
It's pretty close. I mean, you could make a good argument depending on whatever your lineup was. If you needed the guaranteed points from ETN just with the safe floor, I would go that route. But full PPR, if I'm shooting for the moon, I'm with you. I'm going with Pittman.
All right, sounds good to me. And Backpack Jones coming in here with another question about a standard league, no point per reception, which I always like to call at least once a show the soft porn of fantasy football. Emeka Ibuka, Marvin Harrison, Wilson, Debo is Monday and probably. Okay.
Yeah, this is the one we hit with his super chat.
All right.
I think you said Debo and Ibuka, and I believe that's what I said too.
Yeah. All right. We'll go to good old Abe, honest Abe, full point per reception. Derrick Henry, Shakir O'Born. Again, wild that we're getting asked this question. I'm going Derrick Henry here.
Yep, Derrick Henry.
We do. Do we have another super chat? Let me see here. We do. All right. So another super chat here from Vice K. Jared Goff or Sam Darnold? Worried about the Jacksonville defense. I mean, not for nothing. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense has been pretty darn good. A lot of turnovers there. Matt, which quarterback do you feel most comfortable with this week?
I feel comfortable with Jared Goff. I know he's taking on Kansas City at Arrowhead, primetime game. There's some concerns there, but the Detroit Lions offense is so good. Like it's tough to go away from him right now. Sam Darnold, he deserves his flowers too because he's played fantastic. Jacksonville's look good too, but I lean Jared Goff just with the upside that offense brings. Yeah,
I got to totally eat some crow. I thought the Lions would have their trouble losing all the coaches and everything, but offensively they're still humming along. And Jared Goff is the 10th best quarterback right now in fantasy. I'm going to stick with him. I do like Sam Darnold in DFS for what it's worth, stacked with JSN. But this route I'm going Jared Goff. But thank you for the super chat, and as always, if you do the super chat, you get to cut the line. Let me see. Where was
thanks, Vice.
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying thank you, Vice. We appreciate it, man.
Oh, yeah. Were we here? No. Justin Fields, Caleb Williams. That game's already played. Let me see. Fields or Mac Jones. So we got a lot of Justin Fields. We're sorry about that. But, yeah. Anthony coming in here. Bench 1. Derrick Henry, Judkins, Achane or Genti. This is actually –
Wow.
That's
what a team, though, man. Like, that's a running back room.
your wide receivers must look like shit, or the people you were drafting with are in a coma. Because that's a hell of a decision to make. I'll say this. I want to take a look at something, but initially, my knee jerk answer was to sit Achane. That was my knee jerk response. I want to take a look at something, but Matt, it's kind of a doozy of a question, so I don't want to put
I
you too
mean,
hard in the spot. But
all 4 guys are currently in my top 14. So we're benching someone that's
going to produce.
pretty high for me this week. If we're going off the lowest name, it would be Genty. And that's just because this Raiders offense is terrible, and at any moment they could just completely implode. That being said, if I had to bench one from this group, I'm probably benching Henry. Just because I think they all have safe floors, and the upside is there for HN with the receiving options. Judkins has looked fantastic. I mean, he was a play away that was called back from having a 25-point game.
Yeah, as I'm looking at it, I think I'm actually with you. I think I would sit Henry. I like the matchup a little bit more for HN, actually. So, yeah, but Jesus, that's
crazy.
That was a haymaker of a question, Anthony. So, good on you. Michael Lopez coming in here. Morning, guys. Henderson or Walker, full point per reception. In this case, I will go Walker. I'd like to say Henderson, but Ramondre keeps fumbling, and Mike Vrabel doesn't know how to quit him. So, yeah, I'm going Kenneth Walker here. Matt, you were nodding along there. You're with me.
It sucks, but I'm with you.
There you go. Feel free, by the way, if you send in a super chat, you do cut the line. We are churning out some of these questions, though, so we're doing work. But send in a super chat if you want. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. But we got another Michael coming in here. Michael's the most common name in the world. It sucks. Hey, full point per reception, Chase Brown or Kyron Williams. Need defense, 49ers, Saints, Bears, Bucks. That's looking more like the Milwaukee Bucks with a K at the end, but we know it's Tampa Bay. I'm curious where Pete has those defenses ranked, but we'll get to that in a second. But the full point per reception flex, Kyron Williams or Chase Brown. I know I said some optimistic things about Chase Brown here, but I'm still going Kyron Williams here.
Yeah, you can't bench Kyron Williams. He's the play. I was so surprised to dive in this week of how involved he's been in the pass game, as opposed to the rushing touchdowns. They haven't been there this year. He's got several receiving touchdowns. I'm extremely impressed with him and the entire Rams offense. And I know we talked about it before. I think Chase Brown and this Bengals offense are going to get better. Now, that being said, as for the defensive question here, we've got the 49ers, Saints, Bears, and the Bucks. The highest name or the highest team on Pete's list here would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 12 overall. So that is the route I would go.
I'm going to send him an angry text in a minute. All right, that's fine. I was just looking at the targets, by the way, for running backs. Absolutely insane. Christian McCaffrey has 52 targets.
Mm-hmm.
Like
number one by a mile.
Yeah, next best is HM with 32. Yeesh. D-Money coming in here. Is it bad to have Dicker and Herbert on my team, or should I maybe replace Dicker with Cam Little or Pinheiro? I'm going Pinheiro. I actually, surprisingly enough, got a lot of flack on YouTube for my kicker ranking video for not having Dicker in there. Didn't realize Dicker had such a support group, but he's just not getting the opportunities on a field goal attempt, per game basis right now. So I'm going Pinheiro there. Matt, I'm sure you're fine with me taking that question, right?
I trust Hoff with all my kicker questions.
There you go. Jay Lottie coming in here. BTJ, MHJ, Swift, pick 2. I'm going Brian Thomas Jr. as 1. I'm a little hamstrung on the second pick. I think I'm going to lean Swift here because of quarterback situation. But to that point, though, does quarterback situation maybe help Marvin Harrison in the spot? Matt, you're nodding there.
I think it does.
Is that you? Okay.
I really do. I think it does. I understand why it's scary with the backup quarterback, but Kyler Murray has been not a proficient passer for years in a row. Like, this is not a new trend. He's great for fantasy, but actual production-wise, very limited. We know what Jacoby Brissett is, and if he force feeds the best player on their team, which I think he will, Marvin Harrison becomes really relevant. So I would probably go with the 2 wide receivers here.
Yeah, you know what? I actually will go that way as well. I will go Marvin Harrison. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Matt. See, sometimes that's a good point about doing these doing these shows with somebody. Somebody could talk you into something. So there you go. Terry coming in here. Terry R. Worthy or Rashad White? Not to be confused with Rashid White. Matt, what says you here? Worthy or White? I'm leaning Worthy. I just expect points to happen in that game tonight. The primetime game. What says you?
I'm going to go with Rashad White. I think that he's got the floor, and if this team scores points like they can, he's just got to get one stop at the goal line and let him run it in. So I like White, but I'm with you on the whole Kansas City game. Going to have some points. If that happens, Worthy's going to have to be a part of that.
Yeah. Yep, agreed. We got let me see. Terry coming in with another question, tight end question. Njoku or McBride, full point per reception. I'm going McBride here. Yeah.
You can't overthink it.
No. Juan coming in here with a lot of verbiage. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Juan. Who for my wide receiver 2 and 3 and flex spot? Quentin Johnson, who I'm not even sure is playing, right? Devo Samuel, waivers, Flournoy, Thornton, Shepard, bench, Henderson, Gainwell, Krosky, Merritt, Charbonnet, Devontae Adams, Jay Taylor, Jay Jacobs are my starters. Okay, all right. So the bench is Gainwell, Krosky, Merritt, or Charbonnet. So he needs a wide receiver 2 and 3 and a flex. Debo right away.
Yep.
I mean, I like Flournoy in DFS only because he's so cheap, but I'm not picking him here. I think I go Thornton, but I just feel like Shepard might get some targets. Might have a surprising day, I think. But I'm gonna go Thornton there. What says you?
I think that's a great way to put it. Shepard could have a surprising day. I could easily see him walking away with like 6 catches for 55 yards and, pretty good week for a spot start. So I'm leaning Shepard, but I wouldn't blame you for playing Thornton, chasing the points in that game. You're right. Debo's absolutely playing. And then my flex spot is going to be Bill. I've got to put Bill in my lineup.
Yeah, gotta. Yeah. He's at that point, especially after last week. You got to put him in there. Juan also said, I know the game started, but who would you have gone with, Pitts or Taylor? I would have gone Taylor, but I will say, looking at Pitts' numbers, a little surprising. So doing better than I thought he would.
I'll say Joe Carlton sent in a super chat this morning on our show, and it was same question, and I was able to pull not only Coach but Joe as well, buying into Kyle Pitts. So I would say Pitts, and I hope it works out, but it's gross.
Okay. I personally like Mason Taylor today, but I totally get it. Juan also said, if Q Johnson or Debo doesn't start, who do I go with? Jordan Addison on a buy waiver wire, Thornton, Flournoy, Amanior, Shepard, Boutte, Pierce, McCaffrey. Matt, go ahead. Filter through all that crap.
Yeah, I think we're sticking with probably our original answer of Shepard and Thornton become the immediate. These are the two players you're kind of between. I'm not trusting Boutte. Not trusting Pierce has been injured. Luke McCaffrey is fun, but no thank you. Io Manner's interesting, but the Titans offense is not good enough for me to throw in my lineup.
Yeah, he's interesting. The Titans offense is not. Tree Hugger Hunter, would you start Williams or Daniels as QB? So Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has been doing well, but I mean, if Jaden, it's Jaden for me. Yeah. But I mean, they're close.
Yeah, absolutely. Caleb's playing really, really good right now, but Daniels is the only one that's a game breaker.
By the way, if you guys want to send in a super chat, you can cut the line. BD comes in, says, morning, fellas. Need one wide receiver, PPR, plus 6 points for return touchdowns. Khalil Shakir or Luke McCaffrey. Hey, you mentioned Luke McCaffrey's a nice little story, but you kind of dismissed him, at least in terms of the last question.
I will add one thing, though. He is our kick returner, and he has done very well this season. Multiple kicks to the 50. He hasn't broke one yet, but it's not crazy. It could happen. He's looked really good back there so far this year. That being said, I'd still go Shakir.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going Luke McCaffrey there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you I mean, he's been getting a little bit of love in the passing game too. So, and I
God
think
forbid
with no
Debo's
McLaurin,
out. That would be huge for him.
huge. Yeah, obviously, yeah, that changes the game. But yeah, unfortunately, you won't know that probably until tomorrow.
Nope.
So there you go. Debbie, thanks guys. No problem, Debbie. Jason coming in here. By the way, with the Ecto Cooler picture, if you know, you know. You ought to know. Need a kicker for today. Got to drop one of these guys. Sadly, Cody Barton, Taysom Hill, Alec Pierce, or Sean Tucker. Redraft PPR IDP. I'm dropping Sean Tucker. It was a nice pickup last week. Let's see what happens. I didn't love maybe Alec Pierce is the drop. I'd like to keep Taysom Hill as the wild card personally. Matt, where are you going here?
Cody Barton can't be the drop, right? Because he plays linebacker.
Well, yeah, and it being IDP, then
I didn't see the IDP. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. What are we doing?
Right. Yeah. How'd that happen?
Yeah, I'm with you, Sean Tucker. Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
I think Sean Tucker is the drop there. Let me see this here. Let's go to the next question from John. John says was offered to trade Mahomes and Kendre Miller for Lamar and Daniel Jones. What do we think? Hesitant because of Lamar's injury, and Mahomes has been so good and getting Rashee Rice back soon. Yeah, this was another guy who I kind of I don't want to say I bash, but I did say won't be as good for fantasy. But I'd rather have the Pat Mahomes side right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean the two QBs. It's great to get Lamar. Who knows how long he's out? Their season by the week is looking more and more over. Kendre Miller has looked good. You mentioned that earlier, and Alvin Kamara is kind of one of those guys that's been floated around to be traded. I know they announced yesterday there's no intentions to move him, but we know how intentions are; they get changed all the time.
Yep. And actually, right now, I mean, Pat Mahomes is the only quarterback in the NFL with 4 games of 20-plus points. So there
He's
you go.
been great, man.
He has been. He's definitely shoved it up my tuchus in terms of me bashing him during the offseason. Vidal, Sassoon, or Kendrick Bourne. I'm going Kendrick Bourne here. 0.5 point per reception. Matt, any kind of love for that Chargers backfield?
No, I was actually going to pose the question to you. Which way do you lean between Vidal and Haskins? I personally feel Haskins over Vidal just because he's the veteran. He's the Michigan man. I think Harbaugh trusts him. But if I'm able to avoid both of the Charger running backs, I'm trying to.
Yeah, I would say Haskins, but I think like I mentioned, playing Russian roulette in terms of the Packers wide receivers. I don't think it's going to be much different with this backfield. Peter coming in here, 0.5 point per reception, Krosky Merritt or Drake London. Matt, you being the representative of the Bill Krosky Merritt fan club, I feel like Drake London should be the answer here in a 0.5 point per reception.
It is. My heart can tell me one thing. I'm a Commanders fan and a Bill truther from day one. So I want to tell you Bill, but that being said, I got to give you good advice, and you got to go with the wide receiver 1, and that's Drake London.
Yeah. We already got that question. Joe coming in here, non-PPR, the soft corner fantasy football. Pick 2, Chase Brown, Charbonnet, Swift, Henderson, or Carter. Going Chase Brown and Swift here.
Yeah,
me personally.
That's the same route I would go.
Jose, we skipped you. Where are you, Jose?
I'll pull his question.
Maybe he was one of those ones that was before the game kicked off, but it's 9:45. He sent this in, so see if you could find that.
Yeah, I'm on it, Jose. Give me a minute.
We do have a defense question: Raiders defense or Jags defense? We'll get to that after we get to Jose.
I know Jags are top 12.
Yeah,
actually, the Raiders are 10. I'm sorry, Raiders.
Oh. All right. Well, Pete says Raiders, and we trust Pete's DST rankings with our life. So there you go. All right, there we go. Jose, good job, Matt. Could always trust you to find the question. I have DK, Keenan Allen, and AJ Brown starting. AJ played already, but for DK and Allen, should I start them or sit them for Shakir, Pierce, Jameson? At tight end, he's got Tonjes or Njoku. I'll tell you, at tight end, I'm going Tonjes. I'm going to go Keenan Allen over. He's already starting DK and Keenan Allen, so he doesn't have to worry about it. Yeah, I'm not starting any of those names over them.
Yeah, Yeah, leave your lineup. That's the right moves that I would make.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, Jameson Williams, boomer bust player. Yeah. So no, but sorry we skipped you, but glad we got to you. So there you go. Where are we now? Is this where we're at? Let's just go here. Yeah,
Yes.
let's do it. The tactical forecast, pick 2, Kendrick Bourne, DJ Moore, Alvin Kamara. I'm going Kendrick Bourne.
Hmm.
I don't like this question. I'm
I
going to
don't
go
know.
DJ Moore, but I hate this question.
I don't like it either. I'm going to go DJ Moore and Kamara. I talked about it this morning. The Commanders' defensive back unit is just terrible. So one of these Bears, if not multiple of these Bears, are going to make us look like fools. And DJ Moore did that about 2 years ago where he had his 50-point game. So watch for that to happen again. But Kamara and Bourne, it's gross, but I'm going to go with Kamara and just hope that he falls in the end zone.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I hope he does. I mean, I loved him during the offseason, but yeah, just we talked about targets earlier. He has not been getting as many targets as I would like. Tactical forecast again. We just discussed this, so I think we're both saying Haskins here. But if you could avoid the backfield, that would be wonderful. But yes, yeah. Brian coming in here. Need a flex. Kamara, Cup, Kendrick Bourne. 29 points last week with the eyes. Yes. You're not getting 29 points again, but we basically just had this. I'm taking Bourne over Kamara. You're going Kamara over Bourne?
Yep.
And we're just going to forget about Cooper Cup being in the
We're
conversation?
sending him to the retirement home.
There you go. Oh, boy. All right. FA wants to know, Flex 1, BTJ, K9, Olave, or Swift. Listen, Olave is getting a ton of targets, but he's, at the back end of the top 24 in terms of wide receivers. Give me BTJ here in this one.
Yeah, he's been getting better each week. I think that connection is going to continue to grow. I would go with BTJ as well. Olave would be the second best pick there.
Ryan coming in here. I don't have many good options in my 12-man PPR league. Should I start ETN against Seattle or Njoku in my flex? I'm going ETN, man.
Yeah, ETN.
Yeah.
You want that floor. That run game's been really, really good. They're one of the best run blocking offensive lines right now in the league. So start ETN with confidence.
Yeah, with confidence for sure. Finally, we said with confidence somewhere. Feel free, by the way, if you want to cut the line, you can send in a super chat. Ryan also coming in here. Bill Krusky Merritt or Tony Pollard, 10-man PPR. We're going to get back on the Bill bandwagon. Bill Krusky Merritt for me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's Bill. Bill, not the science guy.
We got another one from Ryan. Ryan getting his money's worth. Sam Laporta or Njoku, 10-man PPR. Matt, where are you leaning on this one?
I'm going with Sam Laporta. I mean, I get it's kind of been an up and down roller coaster for him. But at the same time, you mentioned it earlier, taking on the Chiefs. This is a game where I think both teams are going to have to score some points, and both teams have been giving up points. So I like Sam Laporta. David Njoku, I think he's getting eaten into a little bit more by Harold Fannin. They are starting the rookie, Dylan Gabriel again. So I just kind of temper expectations with that Browns offense.
Totally agree. Another one from Ryan, Jalen Warren or DeAndre Swift. I'm going DeAndre Swift here in the PPR league. Matt, you're with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's just the volume, man. He's going to get all the opportunity in the world. Jalen Warren coming off injury, I think they'll still keep Gainwell involved. So I like Swift.
Loaf coming in here. Flex Kamara, Matthew Golden, and then Caleb Williams or Herbert. This one I'll go Alvin Kamara easily. With confidence.
Yep.
Caleb Williams or Herbert. I'll go Caleb Williams here. I do like Herbert this week, but we said it. Williams has been playing well. I'll go Williams in this spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert. I like Herbert. I think him losing QJ does hurt him a little bit, so it makes this kind of close. But Caleb's played well, man. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. You're going with him here, and I understand why. But I like Justin Herbert to get the Chargers back on track and kind of thrash the Dolphins today.
Hey now. All right. Poor Mike McDaniel getting killed. Don't worry, Mike. Hang in there, buddy. You'll be back as a 49ers run game coordinator next year. It's going to be fine. Ryan coming in here. Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams, or Quinshon Judkins? Nice question. For flex. 6-man PPR. Diggs has been playing better, but, God. See, PPR, I feel like I should gravitate towards wide receiver with Keenan Allen, but Quinshawn Judkins has been playing so damn good, and I think they're going to rely on him. I think I'm going Judkins here slightly over Allen.
I'm following with you everywhere.
Yep.
PPR, you want to play the wide receiver. Judkins has been playing so well, but my God, I can't put Javonte Williams on the bench. I can't do it. I
Okay.
have to play him.
Even over Judkins, huh?
Even over Judkins. Javonte
Okay.
is my RB10 on the week.
Okay. All right. Well, many of my lineups are happy to hear that. But all right, so I'll go Judkins. We got Matt going Javante. I don't hate that answer. I'm not going to kill him over it at all.
Sure.
But yeah, two running backs who are defying the PPR odds in terms of wide receiver or running back. Coach said, in case anyone is still wondering, I'm still supporting Wandell for president. There you go. So got that going for us.
Yeah.
Good job,
Huge
Coach.
week for Wandale, man.
That's it, man. Jordan coming in here, or Jordan, whatever. You're fine. You get it. Fournay, Shepard, or down. 12-team PPR. I'm going to go Shepard here. I talked about it earlier. I think this could be a sneaky game. You mentioned, like, say, 5-6 catches for however many yards in a PPR league. That'll do it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, Shepard's the answer.
I'm with you, Shepard.
So there you go. Cocky Kane, full point per reception. Trevion Henderson or Vidal Sassoon. I'm going Trevion here. One of these wide receivers, running backs, is going to produce for the Chargers, but I don't want to deal with it. So I'm going to go with Henderson, and we do have a touchdown in the Broncos-Jets game. But, Matt, what says you there, Henderson or Vidal?
I'm going to go with Henderson, too. I think you hit the nail on the head. Just going to avoid those Chargers if I can. Henderson, while it's been frustrating, he's just the one that's got the game-breaking speed. For the love of God, give this man a workload and let him make your team better, Mike Vrabel, please.
Yeah, for real. All right, where are we now? We'll go to Ryan here. Last question. We'll see about that. James Cook reliable this week after his dud last week, or should I start Javonte Williams or Judkins? Oh, thanks so much. 6-man PPR. 6-man league. What the fuck? 6-man league. Jeez, get a 10-man, get a 12-10. Yeah, double that, will you? I'm still going James Cook here.
Yeah. You have to play James Cook. He had a dud week for sure, but it was still like 10 carries for 60 yards or something like that. So he didn't find his way in the end zone. It was a tough week for the Bills overall. They're going to be better going forward. I would absolutely start James Cook, but I'm with you, Hoff. These 6-man leagues, that's insane lineups. Like
that's whatever. All right. Yeah, no comment. My mom said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I'll shut up and I'll read Ronaldo's question. Jennings or Bourne? Thank you, guys. I mean, we answered this earlier. We're both going Bourne here, right?
Yeah, I'm going with Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah. Cocky Kane coming back. Oh, we already answered that. There you go. Sebastian, Seabass, Bryce Young or Trevor Lawrence? 4 points per passing touchdown. I'm going Trevor Lawrence here. I think Bryce Young could have a decent game today. I think their stats could be close to one another, but I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence on this one. Matt, what says you?
You just nailed it there, my friend. I mean, Bryce Young could absolutely have a better day taking on Dallas, who's just bleeding fantasy points. But that being said, Trevor Lawrence is the much safer play. I'm not putting Bryce Young in my lineup at all. I mean, he had 12 points last week, 10 before, 11 the week before that. It's just not a safe play.
All right, sounds good to me. So we'll move it on. I'm going to, in a moment, I'm going to put my the DraftKings link for our FF Face-Off contest for Week 6. $5 entry, 12-team max. We got 6 in there already. I'll put that in there after I read this question. Sebastian coming in here again. Zay Flowers or T. Higgins? Yeah, I'll answer it the same way I answered the Jamar Chase question earlier. Joe's just going to drop back and throw it to these wide receivers. That's it. I'm going T. Higgins here. If we had Lamar, maybe my answer is different.
Yeah, I mean, chase the lightning, man. I want any of the share of these Bengals guys, just given the fact that Joe Flacco's there. I mean, you mentioned it. He's going to feed them, and every opportunity you can get for T. Higgins to be better, I think is one I want to chase. I understand it's been rough so far this year, but he's a big-time playmaker, and if Flacco throws it 40 times a game, these Bengals wide receivers are going to be better.
There you go. I just put that in there in the chat. in terms of our DFS contest, but we have a DST question coming from Kenny. I have Seattle, but can I go either Browns or Raiders or Titan, or is it / Titans? They are playing the Titans. Yeah, I mean, I think Raiders is the play based on what I think Pete had ranked.
So, looking at Pete's rankings, he would say go with Seattle. He has Seattle at 7, the Browns at 9, Raiders at 10, and then the Titans at 17. So Seattle would be the move.
All right, there you go. By the way, we're just about caught up on questions, so maybe we'll end it at like an hour soon. But we'll see if we get any more that trickle in. We see Kenny Watts coming in here, Michael Carter or Tyquan Thornton. I mean, Thornton would be the answer, right?
Yeah, Thornton.
Yeah. Vice Key, sorry. Would you drop Kendrick Bourne, Jamison Williams, or Terry McLaurin? I assume you have to drop one of them.
Yeah, if you don't
have to
no.
drop. Yeah, if you don't have to, no. But let's suppose you have to, and that's why you're asking. I'll say Kendrick Bourne only because Kittle's probably back next week. Pearsall should be back, and he said, yes, I have to. He said, all right. So Pearsall should be back next week for what it's worth. I mean, the guy gets dinged up every 5 seconds, but yeah, Bourne would be the drop for me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and do you know any timetable on Ayuk off?
No, they haven't really said much of anything. They're being vague at best. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it's happening in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then with Pearsall, Ayuk looming, Kittle probably coming back next week, I would drop Bourne as well. He's the most likely to get kind of left in the dust.
I mean, Kittle to start the week, there was some hope that maybe he could go this week, but now, so it looks like next week's definite. But there you go. And Vice saying thank you so much. Well, thank you. So
yeah, thanks, Vice.
But we're all dried up on questions, so we're at an hour. So if you want, we can ride off into the sunset if you want.
Hey, I'm following your lead, boss. I mean, it is
listen,
what it is.
You already did enough time. Got 2 shows under your belt. You got to set some lineups, do some rankings. So yeah, let's call it. Let's go have some breakfast.
That sounds good to me. We appreciate everyone, though.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Enjoy the games. Good luck. If you have any questions, fire them into the comments. One of us will get to it. I'm on Twitter at the FF Realist. Sorry, X. Elon, don't kill me. Matt is at the FF Mediator. So if you guys have any other questions, fire them into there. But until next time, stay thirsty, be kind to one another. We'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers. It's not bad.